What's going on, y'all? This is Traveling Man doing my next YouTube video. Appreciate y'all the comments y'all had on my last video about Bill Cosby. I'm gonna actually follow up on that because a lot of things have happened since then. I'm gonna follow up on that. It's gonna be a doozy. But I just want to speak on something else because this is kind of just breaking news. Michael Sam, the football player who came from college and came out as being gay. He actually has quit his team, the Alouettes, in the Canadian Football League, citing personal reasons concerning his mental health. He's saying he's having a rough year, and I understand that. And I'm gonna kind of break this down here. Like I said, for y'all who don't necessarily know his history, I'll give you a quick brief history on that. You all know he went to the University of Missouri. When he was in college, his first team All American. In the I believe the SEC, was it? So I mean, dude can play. Um, when he came out, I think people were kind of scared of that. He ended up getting drafted to the seventh round of the St. Louis Rams in 2014. Um, eventually St. Louis dropped him. Then he made the practice squad for Dallas, and they ended up dropping him. And then in May 22nd of 2015, he went to the CFL, Canadian Football League, and signed with the Alouettes. And like today, I don't like to particular date these shows, but August 15th, 2015, he's come out and said that he's quit. These things are too hard for him. He wants to. Uh, he has some things going on concerning his mental health. Yeah, I bet he does. And the thing is, I feel like Michael should have protected himself, and you don't want to let other people use you for your own agenda. Because as far as the gay thing, hey man, if you're gay, that don't bother me. Hey, I don't bother nobody. You don't bother me. If you're cool, you're cool. You're a good person. You're a good person. Whatever your personal uh life is. Hey, whatever makes your boat float. I mean that honestly. I'm not being that to be funny or facetious. Hey, it doesn't bother me none. But my thing is, I feel like he should have like just protected himself in this situation. Because at the end of the day, man, you came in the world alone. You're gonna leave alone. It's like people use you for their own agenda, like with the whole gay thing. Because I mean, hey, like I said, I don't have anything against anybody. If that's what you're living. Hey, that's fine. Live your life. My thing is, I don't like when people say, "Well, gay is the same thing as being black." No, it's not. Like, just that's what I don't like. Don't stop there. First of all, like I can't relate to anybody else's struggle but my own. Like gay people never say it like it's this is the same as being Jewish or something like that, do they? There was only with black people. Oh, it's the same as being black. No, it's not. Because you never met somebody as well, certain black people, but you understand what I'm saying. Generally speaking, you never met somebody. Oh, I didn't know you were black. Yeah, you knew I was black. You can't hide the complexion, but you do meet people say I didn't know you were gay. You see what I'm saying? And hey, man, like I said, whatever makes your boat float. Um, but the gay community tends to not always, and like I said, not everybody, but they tend to sometimes use black people to get their own agenda done. But then when crunch time comes, they leave us to the wolves. You see what I'm saying? See, Michael Sam did this, and he got a lot of letters and support and that kind of thing. But now he's out there on his own. He's not making the money he was supposed to make, and like, where are these people at now? It's kind of like with these feminists. Like, no disrespect to feminists in general, especially, but I'm saying like specifically like black feminists, like they team up with these white feminists, but anytime when it's time to call out somebody white, the white feminists, the sisters don't say nothing. The feminists don't say nothing about that. It's only when it's time to get a black man when they jump forward. You see what I'm saying? They use they use your energy for their own agenda, and then they bounce. You see what I'm saying? They got gay marriage taken care of because that was that's their own agenda. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, they could protect you more if they want, but they're not going to do that. They have their own agenda done, and but people will let you do to them what they think. And like I said, this is not against gay people or it's not everybody. I'm just saying the people that do. You have to know what's going on, and when somebody's really trying to help you, and when they're trying to use you for their own agenda. At the end of the day, and black people definitely need to understand this because at the end of the day, with Michael Sam, it's business, never personal. It's business. So what I mean by that is, man, if you come into the NFL, you have to be honest, man. Let's just be honest here. Let's keep it at 100. Now, if you're the average NFL viewer, The average NFL demographic is probably anywhere from, let's say, just kind of throw it out there, we'll say what, 15 years old to probably about 60 or 70, male, straight. That's your audience. That whether you like it or not, that is your target audience when you come to the NFL, and that's just what it is. So the thing is, okay, if he wanted to come out and that makes him feel better, that's fine. But like you can't really. I mean, you're going into a demographic that might be uncomfortable with that. Whether right or wrong, they might be uncomfortable with that. The thing is, you just all you have to do is you'll still be gay. You don't have to mention it. You see what I'm saying? I was going to do this video before, like I said, but I was, this kind of brought this up just now. But you don't have to mention that. Like, why do people need to know about your personal business? I'm sure there's plenty of other NFL players that are gay. They don't talk about it because they know it's going to make people uncomfortable. It could possibly be a distraction, so they don't mention it. I bet you if he went to his honestly, if he went privately to NFL coaches or whatever, and he told them about that, I bet you they would tell him like, look, just don't bring it up. Nobody's gonna bother you, whatever. You ain't got to bring it up. We don't got to know. Or I don't know if whether other teammates necessarily be uncomfortable. I don't know, but I know just the demographic for the NFL might be a little uncomfortable with that. But do what you got to do. Make your money. The thing is, you go into the NFL to make money. If that's the case, he could have went straight to the CFL, or he could have coached or he went to college. He could have got what he got his degree in, whatever the case may be. He could have went out and got a regular job. You go to NFL and make money, and it's relatively easy for people to make money in professional sports, even, especially coming out. He was a hot shot rookie, off the muscle. A lot of these like shoe companies, like they'll like they get these rookies and stuff early. Like I'm talking about not even necessarily superstars. Let's say potential superstars or people who look like they might be something. They'll give them like, dude, Adidas or Nike, man, here's $1 million for you to wear my shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because these shoe companies, especially Nike, number one for sure. But I mean, these other companies, there, I think Nike's worth $1 billion or billions, and these other companies are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. They have money to throw around. They would easily throw a prospect like him, like, dude, man, hey, man, Converse, man, wear these Converse cleats, and we'll pay you $1 million to wear them. We'll give you free shoes, we'll give you free clothes. All you have to do is wear our stuff. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's easy money that you don't have to think about. You know what I'm saying? Plus the NFL money, because and let's say at the end of the day, Michael Sam didn't cut in the NFL. I believe he could at least make the bench. I don't think that he wasn't that bad. I think the whole gay thing was just a distraction, and that's even when he first joined the Rams, Jeff Fisher, I think he wanted to do something with Oprah and film some stuff. He said, "Hey, don't bring that here, man." That's one of the reasons why, like Tim Tebow is in the league. Well, he is now with the Jets. What I'm saying, people got tired of like when you end up talking about somebody's lifestyle or something else other than the team, then that becomes a distraction. People don't want to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? He kept doing interviews more and more, talking about it. Like I said, I saw he's supposed to do some special with Oprah. Even after that, he was talking about it in press conferences, and it's like, dude, this is a distraction, man. We don't, we're not really trying to go here with that. And like I said, it's business. It's not personal, because that's your demographic. Like for example, Luther Vandross, and we love Luther, man. That's our brother, man. Rest in peace to Luther. We love Luther. That's our brother, man. I have Luther's CDs in my car right now, man. Talented brother, no question about it. We know about Luther's, sexual preference, and I don't even want to say it like that because Luther never publicly said it, but we know, we knew, what I'm saying, what Luther's sexual preference was. The thing is, he didn't mention it. Why? At the end of the day, Luther made romantic songs, love songs. His demographic was women. That's I mean, like I said, men loved his songs too, but I'm saying your main demographic was women. I'm talking about even back in the 80s when Luther weighed like 300 pounds and 350 pounds, women were throwing their panties on stage. You go to a concert, and it's like 80% women. Luther was smart enough, you know what? I'm not going to mention this, my sexual preference, to anybody, because, hey, man, that might be a turnoff for my female audience. But I just think I just don't have to mention it. I can still get my money, be successful, have singles, this, that, and the third. I don't have to mention that. You see what I'm saying? It's a business. You know what I'm saying? I want to make money. I don't want to cut myself off because of this. I just don't have to mention it. And I can still do what I want to do. You see what I'm saying? I mean, does that make sense? Freddie Jackson. I didn't know Freddie Jackson, you know, was like I said, I don't want to say it because they actually didn't say it. But you know what I'm saying. I didn't know Freddie Jackson was playing for other team until I saw his unsung special. But that didn't make me look at him any different. I just didn't know. But evidently, I think Freddie lives in L.A. Like on the special, the guy kind of he did. The guy was they have like they have on the show unsung. They have like different writers and stuff like that of music, and the guy almost looked like kind of nervous when he asked the question. The writer on the show, he was like he kind of looked down on the ground and said, "Hey man, everybody knew Freddie's, Jackson's sexual preference, man. We just didn't mention it because we just loved his music." I feel the same way. Freddie didn't mention that because once again, you go to Freddie's concerts, it's 80% women. 70%, 80% women are buying your records. You ain't got to mention that. Do what you got to do to make your money. It's like I say, it's not personal. It's a business. You have to understand that. And like I said, now and I know it's stressful for him because, like I said, I mean, you pretty much had guaranteed $1 million in your hands, and by you saying that, you messed it up. Now, if you're cool with that, that's fine. I don't think he's cool with that. That's why he's talking about personal. He's got mental health issues and that stuff because, I mean, literally, you mentioning something has cost you millions of dollars. You know, I, yeah, I would have mental issues too. I think that's really what it is to be honest with you. And kind of some more examples. Going down the same line. I saw a really good movie. What's the movie about? Liberace. Oh yeah, Behind the Candelabra with Michael Douglas played Liberace, and Matt Damon played his lover at the time, which was Scott Thorson. And well, I'm not ruining it for you, but I hope everybody knows. I don't want to spoil the movie for anybody, so I'll give you five, four, three, two, one. If you didn't know, Liberace died. But the thing is, man, women loved Liberace back in the day. They just thought he was just glamorous. Dude had those capes with the diamonds in it and the sequins, and these diamond rings, and the extravagant jewelry and all this kind of stuff. And women loved him. No, I didn't even know in the movie. Like they said, nobody knew this. A lot of people didn't, even, other than in his circle. Nobody really even knew this dude was gay until he died. Like his managers and stuff actually lied about what he died from. They came out and said something like he died of like heart failure or something like that. And for whatever reason, well, I guess a lot of times with deaths like that are kind of somewhat mysterious, they have to do an autopsy, and they're like, nah, this dude died of AIDS. You know what I mean? Um, and Liberace even said in the movie that, hey man, women love me. I'm not, I don't really. And of course, it was a different time back in the '70s and and that kind of stuff. But still, he's like, I'm not really trying to comfortable with talking about that or mentioning that, man, because I might lose some of my audience. You know what I'm saying? It's a business. You see what I'm saying? And I think his lover Scott Thorson, nobody knew other than the circle about what they were going through, and so I think he wrote a book sometime after Liberace died, and that his book is what the movie was based off of. So my point is just it's a business. You didn't have to mention that, but now you're hurting because of it. You know what I mean? And like I said, like for example, like shoot, Elton John. Elton John is a brilliant artist, man. I think he came out, and that's something else. I don't want to go all over the place, but it's like I don't know, like people are just blinded by the lights, man. Anytime there's a camera, they have to get this extra recognition, or they have to do things sometimes that are not in their best interest. I remember Elton John, I think he came out like in 1988. I don't think before that. I think before that he had been married and that kind of stuff. But he came out in, I think, Rolling Stone magazine, and that was it. You know what I mean? He's still a legend. He still has had hit records and won Grammys and everything since then. He doesn't really mention that a whole lot. I mean, that's why people of all whatever sexist, racist, love his music, man. Dude's a brilliant artist. He doesn't really mention that. He don't have to hang his hat on that. He doesn't talk about I'm gay in every interview. You know what I'm saying? He mentioned that one time, and you might see him with his partners or whatever, and that's it. But he focuses on the music. But like nowadays, with all this media attention, other stuff, like we just blinded by the lights, not knowing that this, just too much of this can eventually hurt you. You know, and I think that's what it's doing for Michael Sam. I think he kind of slipped up in that regard. Like I said, I think like I said, if he's cool with where he's at now, I really don't think he is. Um, then that's fine. But like I said, this was just something that it's not. It's really inconsequential whether people know or not. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, you go to the NFL to make money, and you literally lost millions of dollars by mentioning this. You know what I mean? And and because you have to look at, like I said, what your demographic is, what you're playing with. Like I said, the gay community doesn't really seem to be support them like this. They don't seem to be supporting his paying for his support and stuff. They were all supporting him and stuff when he was on TV mentioning and stuff, but now you really don't see him. So I mean, what is that saying? They're not coming out in droves like they do with other people. I mean, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this ain't isn't a disrespect to anybody. It just is what it is. But like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. I just want to kind of get to the point. But basically, like I said, I mean, I do feel sorry for Michael Sam, but it's just like you have to think strategically about things, and how it affects you in the long run, and how some people will use you for their own agenda, and then leave you alone when you need help. And he's probably struggling right now. He's I'm sure he's upset, man, because things aren't working out the way they were. Because he probably could at least made the bench. You know what I mean? And had a little money on the side. Could have probably at least in the early stages might be able to do commercials and whatever else. But he kind of ruined that. But like I said, I don't want to keep this video too long. But I want to kind of mention that, and I'm gonna do the Bill Cosby video next, so y'all get ready for that. All right.